Hello and welcome to another episode of The Art of Kicking Ass Elegantly TV. I'm your host, Michelle Hext. Today I'm going to be chatting with you about why attending even the most low-end networking event can help grow your business. See you on the other side. Are you one of those people who avoid networking events? I know for me, many years ago, I was president of a number of small local business groups and, attended many networking events over a few years. And I'll be honest, they didn't really work for me. Not much came my way after attending and even being president. So highly visible in these organisations. And I couldn't work out what I was doing wrong. And then today I went to this event and what I got to see was, this is what I was doing. I was watching all of these women at the networking events and seeing that, no one's going to do business with a lot of these women just because, their pitch was so muddy. I didn't understand what a lot of them did, and I've gone on to have a look at their websites and same deal, not really fully understanding a lot of what these women did. Anyway, what I want to chat with you, I'm just noticing I've got a heat rash, so now that I've drawn attention to it, you probably won't be able to miss it, but if we can just ignore the heat rash for a minute, that'd be awesome. Okay, so I've gone along to this networking event this morning. There was maybe 25 women in the room, and everybody gets 45 seconds or a minute to speak, something like that, and I made a bit of an impact. So, long story short, at the end, I came away with, I'm running some events at the end of this month and next month. I came away with 2 women that are going to book in to the events. I sold 3 books. They asked me to speak in November at a bigger event that they've got running. And what was the other thing? One of the ladies from the local shire is running some business initiatives, and it looks like she wants me to be involved. So out of a very small room of women, some really good stuff has come my way, and all in under a minute. And I'm going to tell you why I made such an impact and how you can too. So the first thing is, I had this baby, and the fact that it went Amazon bestseller 3 times didn't hurt either. People wanted to buy this book, and they did. And, once they read it, I know that, most of the people that read this book convert in some way. So that was a bit of a win. Also knowing I'm going to be able to speak. But the other reason that I had impact, so number one, was the book, because there was a visual representation. So when I stand up and I've got less than a minute to pitch, when I'm standing there holding this book, it anchors it, and I can see something really quite tangible. And most female entrepreneurs want to write a book at some point. So that was the first thing. The second thing is, my pitch is really clear these days. I know the pain points of my market. I know that I offer an amazing solution to those pain points, and I can speak to their problems, and I can speak to how I'm going to help them solve that problem. So, plus, I go there fairly polished. Even though it's a really local, low-key kind of event, I still make sure that I go there first thing in the morning looking very, very polished and on brand. And all of that stuff has an impact. Back in the day, I think I could always pride myself on putting my best foot forward and always making sure that I looked the part when I went there. I always took time on my hair and my makeup and all that stuff. But rarely did I sell anything, and it was because my pitch was really, really muddled. So some of these people were leading with stuff and it didn't really go anywhere, and I had no idea what they did at the end of it. And again, that just reminds me that, there are so many women in the world with these brands that are letting them down. They've got a great idea and they're probably really good at what they do, but they don't know how to pitch it, and they don't know how to position themselves, and they don't know how to brand themselves. So if you've got all of that stuff in place and you're not networking, go out and do it, even if it feels low key. So for me, I was sitting there experiencing death by bad presenter, for 20 minutes of it. That was awful. And the content was so basic. It was just ridiculous. And I was questioning why I was there, but in the actual networking element and getting up to say my pitch, it had a big impact. So if all of your ducks are in a row and you've got a really good brand and you're thinking they're not really worth anything, then to attend them, then I, recommend just go. If you're going to those events and you're not converting and you're not picking up business, ask yourself these questions. When you say what you do people understand it? Can they say it back to you and fully understand what you do? Are you putting your best foot forward? Have you got an offering that speaks to that market? It could just be that you're at the wrong event. This event was full of female entrepreneurs, mostly in service-based businesses, so that's my market. Anyway, I just want to say, I guess the takeaway from this one is network and make sure that you make it work for you by making sure that you're really clear about what your offering is and go there, looking totally professional. And if you're in a service-based business and you offer a level of expertise in your area, then, really important that you write a book. I'm going to blog on that next week about self-publishing and writing a book, and I think I'm going to run a webinar series on that. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.